Hey guys, just finished watching Arrow Season 5, Episode 1, Legacy. This episode was pretty interesting. It was, coming back to it, and also it was cool seeing Laurel's kind of flashback to seeing Laurel in this season. Definitely is cool. Hopefully we get to see, Katie Cassidy come back as Black Siren sometime soon on Arrow and stuff. Like that would definitely be cool. Maybe something could happen over at the Flash, and see if she gets in this. But although it was pretty interesting after watching yesterday's episode of the Flashpoint and all the timeline stuff, I was really hoping to see what was going to affect here in Arrow, how it was going to affect, because we do know that there was going to be an effect on Deagle. We have heard David Ramsey talk about a lot at Comic-Con about how there is an effect going on there. So just definitely going to be interesting to see how that goes. Maybe listen to the panels. They'll probably have an Arrow panel at Comic-Con and New York Comic-Con, and probably see how the things go there. But it's definitely gonna be interesting to see how that go. I'm thinking that maybe he's no longer married to what's her face, Lila, and doesn't have a kid or something like that. Maybe that's what messed up with him. Is he's still in the military and that stuff, but he just doesn't have a wife or kid or anything like that. That would be a big change to have him, and that would be pretty cool to have that explained by Flashpoint and stuff like that. So but getting into this thing was with him building the team. I was hoping that we were going to see the team get built up. That's what I was thinking with all the trailers and stuff. But I guess he's not going to build the team. I thought he was going to bring in just one guy at the end of this thing. But he's not bringing anyone in. And he has to train them all, stuff like that. And definitely can't wait to see what happens with Curtis. And Curtis saying, that he wants to become part of the team. I think it'd be cool. Can't wait to see him pick up his costumes. If they make him into Mr. Terrific as an actual android, which he's supposed to be, or if he actually becomes, or if he just gets like Mr. Terrific, but never actually being, an android or something like completely robotic. Maybe he could just be some guy who has lots of tech gadgets or something like that. So it could be pretty cool to see how that goes with Curtis, see how things move along with that. I definitely can't wait to see him bringing other characters into the team, on how these teams build up, and Felicity's story. I'd like to see more of Diggle also interact, see some of that. And it's cool seeing Oliver and the Bratman and stuff like that. Although the flashbacks, and I guess most people don't like the flashbacks, and they're just finishing this one last season or flashbacks, and then no more flashbacks. Because I wish that time, I think, if it wasn't for the flashbacks, I think that time would be cool to go to Deagle over in Iraq or wherever he is fighting overseas or something. It would be cool to see that happening. And stuff, because I just finished watching, before I watched this episode, I rewatched the final episode of season 4, and you had the military with all the weapons and stuff. So if they did another for the season finale, it would be cool to see him, I gotta go to Star City again because the military has been sent to Star City or something, and he decides to go to Star City because the military is going there and all that. So that would be cool to see that. This episode was pretty cool, seeing Oliver and the mayor and dealing with all that stuff and juggling all these things. I definitely can't wait to see him, figure out how this stuff works and all that stuff. So I definitely was gonna be cool to see how things go. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know, does the Flash, Barry, do they know that he's Oliver's mayor of Star City? That would be pretty cool to see him, for them to find out over there. Definitely can't wait to see how things move along. And I really can't wait to see what Flashpoint has affected on here. And because so far in this episode, there was doesn't look like Flashpoint did anything at all. So I really want to see some Flashpoint effects, and see what happens with this and throughout this show, how it'll affect and stuff. So this overall, this episode was pretty cool. It was kind of slow with all the team, and it doesn't feel like there's a big city villain other than this end guy, whoever this guy at the end of this episode turns out to be. But it looks like he's, he might be interesting to see how he goes on and how the different characters become created and stuff. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see. There's also a lot of hint at talk about Bertinelli, which is actually the last name of Huntress. She's I forget her name, but her last name is Bertinelli. So it definitely is pretty cool. Can't wait to see. I think Frank Bertinelli is her father and stuff. Which, if I'm not mistaken, I think in Arrow he is dead. I haven't seen him in a while, probably since Sarah was just the canary. I think that's the last time we saw him. We saw her. So it was back in season 2 and stuff, before Sarah died and all that. So I think this is going to be interesting to see if the Huntress can come back, because that would be cool, is if, he needs some help extra and he calls the Huntress in for a favor or something. And I think that could be interesting to see how that goes. Although I don't forget where we left off with the Huntress. So if you remember where we left off with the Huntress, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I'll probably look it up too. So let me know what you think, guys, about this episode of season 1 of season 5. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.